We have to finish it.
The season film.
All right, gentlemen, straight to our next conversation. Every institution reaches a moment of reckoning when its failures grow too loud to ignore, and its future depends on the quality of the persons placed at the helm. For the Nigerian police force, the moment may have arrived. Olatunji Disu was on Wednesday decorated as Nigeria's 23rd Inspector General of Police by President Bola Tinubu at the State House in Abuja. And from the moment he faced the cameras, it was clear he intends to be a different kind of police chief. He said, and I quote, "The era of impunity is over," end of quote. Disu declared pledging zero tolerance for corruption, brutality, and the abuse of citizens. He reminded officers that Nigerians, not politicians or godfathers, are the true employers of the police. President Tinubu charged the new IGP to make the force better than he met it, noting that banditry, terrorism, and organized crime are battering Nigeria simultaneously. Disu takes over from Kaide Egbetokun, who resigned on the 24th of February. Though his own retirement falls on the 13th of April, the amended Police Act grants Inspectors General of Police a 4-year tenure, meaning he could serve until 2030 pending Senate confirmation. Okay, Bikio, let's examine what the new IGP said. He said he would do this, he made promises, Yes. But what measures should be put in place to fully see all of these promises come to reality?
The police is already firmly dealing with impunity amongst its officers and men.
Okay.
I've said before that I've not seen any professional body, any agency of government created by an act of parliament that constantly reads its ranks of corrupt individuals like the police, corrupt and undisciplined individuals like the police does. From time to time you see them, they parade these guys, they remove the uniform, that they are wearing, they dekit them, and they allow them to go. If lawyers do that regularly, if the journalism bodies, if the NUJ does that regularly, if the BON does that regularly, the quality of practice of all these professions will be a lot better. Today you see journalists, people who call themselves journalists, we see what they do. What they do amounts to journalistic banditry. What they do, they get away with it. Some people even want us to think that their own brand of journalism is the new world order.
Exactly.
Funny people. They want us to think that is the new world order. Whereas they are seen, they are unprofessional, they are badly trained, and they don't even have scruples. The worst of all, they don't have scruples. We see lawyers misbehaving all over the place. Some even steal clients' money. Some steal clients' property. And a lot of them are getting away with it. So, but the police, from time to time, a policeman extorts money. Once the report is made, you see them, the spokesperson of the police is the one who even coordinates the kitchen. I think that the police have been doing this for long. Remember the S-Squad. The S-Squad, from way back, they will get to a checkpoint, frisk policemen, they find money on you, they know that you'll be extorting money from motorists, from Okada riders, they will take you into custody. What Disu needs to do is to build on that. The structure is there. There are avenues through which people can complain about indecent behavior by policemen, about harassment of civilians by policemen, about even stealing of money from motorists. Stealing, no, I'm not saying extortion.
Stealing.
Outright stealing. It's happening. So what it needs to do is build on that. We had the situation in Kogi where policemen murdered traders. Traders who went to buy cattle. They slaughtered them and took their money and set them ablaze. Even Boko Haram terrorists cannot do something worse than that. Innocent people. Just because you were after stealing their money, you wasted their lives and you set them ablaze. That's the height of cruelty. There's no policeman who will be proud of what those ones did. And it was Justice Umaru Eri, Kogi State's first chief judge, that handled that matter. He said, leave this matter for me. He gave judgment in record time. They were sentenced to death. So this one needs to build on that. It needs to take the training and retraining of their officers seriously. They are going to recruit constables now. Can we vouch for the quality of people who come in? Some could actually be armed robbers who found no other job to do and decided, there is a vacancy here, let me see if I can get in. The profiling of people coming to the police has to be top-notch.
Background checks.
Yes, otherwise you will bring in armed robbers into the police without knowing.
Exactly.
You will bring in never-do-wells without knowing. And the police should be for the best amongst us. Because the best amongst us who will turn down bribe.
That's true.
It's the best amongst us who will focus on professionalism. I've said before that this who we cannot question his competence. We know him. He's a fantastic intelligence-driven officer. And he's an operations person to the core. I always like it when I see operations people, in the police, in the army. So I know that he has his job cut out for him. But I also want the president to support the police better than they are supporting the police now. Because the police can do much better if they have all the tools that they need. Right now, they don't have all the tools. Policemen are buying their own kits by themselves.
Exactly.
I told you of a policeman that I met who said the last time police bought kit for him was when they were passing out of the police college in Woodhill, Kano State. And the person I'm talking about is an inspector now. So it must have been a long time.
Yeah, very long.
So there's a lot that he needs to do. I like the fact that he wants to focus on discipline and all that. It's a fantastic thing. I've seen him address his men. I know that he brooks nonsense. And I want him to translate this, to do this on the national scale. Everywhere he served is done very well. But on a national scale, we need to see him bring competence to bear in the way that he runs the police. And the president, as I said earlier, has to support him. The quality of support that he gets from the police, from the government, will help him succeed. The question to ask now is, okay, even the capital allocations to the police in the last 2 years, how much has been released to them? There are things that I can't say on this program because I will put my country to shame. I will put my country to shame if I say it. But those who are listening, who have the responsibility to fund the police properly, they need to reflect on how much they've released to the police to run the police in the last 2 years.
I guess the Police Service Commission and all of those things, they have a lot of things to answer. But the other side of this conversation, the president gave key directives to the new IGP. What do you make of those directives?
Now, the directives are very simple. but difficult. But I know
difficult.
That, yeah, I know that he can overcome. You know, because if you look at it, we are undergoing series of security challenges. The challenges are just so enormous. But for somebody like Disu, who is if you see him, very quiet, but always thinking. And for now, I think the first thing he will want to do, because the president has said he will give him all the support, full support. That is what the president said. And that he wants him to restore security and peace in the country. So, first, for him to do that, he needs public trust. That is number one. People need to trust the police. Not that when you see the Nigerian police, the first thing that comes to your head is how to give them money. So first, he needs to start to change our mindset about who the Nigerian policeman is on the street. Because sometimes you see them on the street, the first thing that comes, I know that. I know there's 200 naira somewhere that I want to squeeze. No, it shouldn't be like that. And most of them are professionals. Just like Jide said, there are bad eggs everywhere in every profession, including our own profession. There are some people who are OAPs who say they are journalists who have not gone through that school, but because they have microphone, they will be saying all kinds of things. So we have them also in the police force. Training is also key, because after that public trust, Nigerians will want to see what, in front from day one, he has said he wants to zero tolerance of corruption. That is number one. If he deals with that, recruitment is also key. There was a day I saw a policeman with bow leg, and I was wondering, how did this one enter police force? Because I know a policeman has to be smart. But once you see a police officer, you need to see them.
Now, Biko talked about the recruitment process, background checks. I think the Police Service Commission should also, they should work together.
Exactly. It's not just about...
Give them all the support.
Thankfully, the governor of Enugu State has been given, the duty for them to refurbish, rehabilitate some of the police colleges.
Okay.
That has to continue. We need to also see the facilities that are in those colleges. He also needs to look at it. If they are not in tune with the latest, as in how police colleges need to look, he needs to, give them suggestions. This is what I want these colleges, to look like. It has to be intelligence-driven. If they don't have digital tools, he needs to tell them. Funding is also key. Welfare is key. So that a policeman does not stand outside and be looking for money. We are talking about even their uniforms. Some of them are buying their uniforms.
Okay.
And so even Disu, as he comes in, I know that they have maybe police trust fund. It can also, by the time people see what his plans are, the private sector will want to key into it. So he has a lot on his table, and I know that he can succeed.
Okay, we have Adekunle calling in from Abeokuta. Adekunle.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Adekunle from Abeokuta. Mr. Babajide and Mr. Azuko, I greet you. You guys are doing a very good job. Sorry to take you back to the issue of El-Rufai in custody and the DSS court case against him. Mr. Babajide, you said, yes, I agree that you guys are journalists, you are not lawyers. But how do you explain somebody that came on national television? The moderator of that program did not ask him about tapping of phone, and he said it by himself. A clear confession that that they were listening to the conversation of the NSC. And a lawyer is coming to tell us that DSS will be the one to prove. I think it should be the other way around. El-Rufai is the one that is supposed to be the one to prove how they are tapping into
all right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I think the DSS will have to prove on that matter, but we've gone past that. But BK, just in rounding up this conversation, the president has now given key directives. What does this signal?
This president reeled out some of his achievements. He's somebody that he knows very well,
Yes.
having worked with him here
In Lagos.
in Lagos, and you've seen his work everywhere he served. So the president knows that he chose the right person, one of the best still in the force, and he expects a lot.
A lot.
He expects a lot from him. In the current state of the police, you do not expect them to perform miracles. But the things that will make the police get more effective at their work, funding is key. If not for the states, police won't have vehicles moving around anymore. Governors are the ones buying vehicles for police. Dangote buying vehicles for police. You see Dangote's name written. People like Abiodun Faleke, JAF, buying vehicles for the police. You see the vehicles that Faleke has bought for them, and so many others. There has to be. Lagos came up with a structure that ensures that corporate concerns chip in
Something.
yes, that enables the state to be able to fund security effectively.
Okay.
There has to be that structure that ensures that police does not lack the funds that they need to do their job effectively.
Okay.
I won't sit here and simply be condemning the police when I know some of the problems that they are going through. Yes, some of them are horrible, they are a disgrace. But we have to also admit that a society or a country gets the kind of law enforcement that it deserves.
Okay.
If we don't provide what they need, we don't expect them to perform
All right,
miracles. It's as simple as
It's
that.
as simple as that. Okay, we need to go on this quick break. When we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away.